So this story comes out of India, but it really applies worldwide to every driver, every single driver, no matter what city, what country, what state you're in, right? Don't get into a whole texting thing with your client, your passenger, because it's going to trickle back to Uber, and it just 99.9% of the time, if you're trying to hit someone up because you got their number through Rideshare, you're setting yourself up for a deactivation, right? So this cab driver texts woman a friendship, Kana Chataun, and an ex-user shared 2 screenshots that show the unwanted text she received from an Uber driver after a ride. So he writes whatever that means. Opko yard, mind drop key opko, Uber. Why are you texting me? My friendship. Kana, chata, uda, offset, whatever that means, right? I have no freaking clue. Maybe somebody can translate that for me. A woman who received unwanted text from an Uber cab driver took to UberX to express a serious concern. It is a concern. Don't text them. Don't call them if you don't want to be deactivated. And by the way, at GigRocket, we handle these deactivations. We handle we see every type of story. They have the evidence. You don't have the evidence. It's against the terms and conditions. This is a scenario you're going to lose. Even if you go ahead and pay the $69 appeal, right? And you give them 21 days to reactivate you, and they say, no, we won't reactivate you because we have the proof. You were heading up, you were making all these comments to one of our passengers, it's against the terms. Even if we have to then file a small claims suit or arbitration, they're going to lose. So this is something you don't even have to come to us and spend $69 on, right? Because you're going to lose. Hands down, you're going to lose. And maybe with some drivers, there's a history, right? History of wrongdoing, a history of text, a history of warnings, a history of violations. You're going to lose, right? So save yourself that $69. And you can try to go to the app. You can file an appeal. You can file an appeal through the app, through the website. You could even write maybe a letter yourself to the legal department. You could maybe even go and file all the legal paperwork with the arbitration, the American Association of Arbitrators, all the small. You could try all of that. But the evidence at the end of the day is against you, right? And that's what some people don't understand is oh, you know what? I'm going to go out there to this company, that company, or that company, this attorney, and I'm just going to appeal this and I'm going to get back on the platform. It's not a slam dunk. It's not guaranteed. It's not guaranteed that you get back on the platform after texting, sexting an individual, right? Inappropriate messages. That's what she called frustrated and upset. She wrote to Uber, as she should, as the passenger should, right? Because these individuals that are trying to set up dates, I cannot tell you how many drivers have come to me and said, hey, file an appeal or let's go to court. I'm like, be honest here. Did you hit them up and set up a date? Did you mix business with pleasure? Be honest. Because we're gonna get pushback from the company, Uber, Lyft, whoever it is, right? If they can show that the passenger has proof that you ended up trying to take them on a date, or even if they agreed to go on a date and things went south, you're not gonna get back on. That's reality, folks. And that's what a lot of disgruntled drivers that think they're entitled to get back on the platform because they've behaved in this manner. Oh, I'm entitled to get back and maybe try the same behavior again. Don't come to us in the first place, right? Don't want to represent these type of people that are using the platform to get to a soft target, to try and hit on a woman or try and hit on a guy. Doesn't matter if it's a guy trying to pick up a guy or a guy trying to pick up a woman. Don't mix, please do not mix business with pleasure. There's a few things we've spoken about that need to be left out of rideshare. Do not talk about religion. Do not talk about a dating opportunity or hey, you're beautiful, you're stunning, I want to take you out for dinner. Do not talk about politics. Do not talk about sex. Really hard to get you back on the platform if that is how you behave. Frustrated and upset, she wrote to Uber to inform them about the distressing situation of receiving inappropriate messages from one of the drivers after the ride. Her tweet also received a response from the company. So the company responded to her tweet. They say, you know what, it's wrong. We're going to get rid of that driver. This incident has not only left me feeling uncomfortable, but also has raised serious security and safety concerns. Absolutely right. I strongly believe that Uber should be a platform where customers, especially women, can trust the drivers and the overall experience. This incident has shaken that trust, and I am deeply concerned about the safety of female passengers and male passengers who rely on Uber Transportation X. I kindly request that you take immediate and decisive action to investigate this matter, identify the driver involved, and take appropriate measures to ensure such incidences do not occur in the future. The safety and security of Uber passengers should be a top priority, and I hope you will take this complaint seriously. So that was tweeted, and they responded. Now, if we as a driver wrote the same thing, right? If we wrote the safety and security of Uber drivers, not just passengers, should be a top priority, we wouldn't get a response. I will guarantee you, ladies and gentlemen, we would not get a response, right? Because they don't want to take responsibility here. If a driver tweets and said, hey, the rider hit on me, possible lawsuit, right? But God forbid, the passenger outed the company, they go and apologize because they wrote the right thing as they should have. They outed this driver that should not have been on the platform. And you shouldn't even appeal this. You shouldn't even go out and pay some reactivation service any type of monies if this is your behavior, right? So Uber will most likely deactivate the driver. This guy has no chance of getting back on. But I think we should also use this video as an opportunity. I know that people at Uber and Lyft watch the videos. They watch all the channels. They even watch Jeep Uber Arizona. So that being said, ladies and gentlemen, safety works both ways, right? Safety for passengers is equally as important as safety for drivers. Safety for drivers is equally as important as safety for passengers. Both sides, whether it's the passenger or the driver, the companies should do their very best and spend the money necessary to ensure safety for all, not just one group of people. So your comments, and this comes from the Hindustan Times, right? And yes, I do read out these articles globally, whether it's newspapers from London, or Hindustan Times, or Chicago Times, or New York Times, or LA Times, or Miami Herald, or Le Figaro Paris, whatever it is, because the rideshare community, 5 million, is an international community, and I don't want to box myself in and get, and reach a small amount of people, right? I want to really blow this up and try to reach everyone, because it's even through, as we found out, like reading this newspaper article, right, or reading this blog, that this thing that happened in India is an opportunity for everyone, no matter what city you're in. It's an opportunity to strengthen safety. It's an opportunity for a driver to learn, hey, this is not a good idea to engage in this type of behavior. So no matter where you are, right, pretty much the same rules apply. You have a driver in city A, right? He buys a car. He registers on the platform. She registers on the platform. They perform the same type of duty. It's a transaction. They're taking person from A to B, whether sober or intoxicated, whether casual, private, or business, right? Doesn't matter. It's universal. It's worldwide. It's in every city, and these type of rules should apply to every driver. God bless you all. Please be safe out there. Don't try these shenanigans. Do not text with your passenger. Do not try to set up dates. This is not a dating app. You can go to one of the other dating apps, right? There's plenty out there. Plenty online dating apps that you can sign up with. Uber and Lyft and DoorDash are not dating apps. Have a good one.